What's up, planty people? It's Sydney and welcome to Peaceful Planting, where we talk about all things houseplants. If you are new to my channel, feel free to hit the subscribe button to help my channel grow, and also if you hit the notify bell, it'll give you notifications of any new content that I put out there. If you are already a subscriber, as always, your love and support is much appreciated. Today I am doing a video called My Dirty Little Plant Secrets. I am putting it all out there for you all. Subscribers, this is how much I love you. I expect no judgment and no bashing in the comments because we all have our secrets. The very first secret that I want to talk about is my Alocasia amazonica. So this is a very popular plant. I'm sure you've seen it somewhere. I hate this plant. The reason that I hate this plant is because I had the plant, I battled spider mites with it multiple times. I did everything in my power to stop these spider mites, and it continued to attack this plant. It was like a freaking magnet for spider mites, and it drove me up the wall. Also, it was so big that I didn't really have a place where I could put it where it received as much light as it needed. So I know you're waiting for me to tell you, what did I do with this plant since I hate it so much? Before I tell you all what I ended up doing with this plant, I want to say that I cannot throw away plants. It is not in my heart. Like, I literally cannot throw a plant away unless it is dead, like completely just gone. I can't throw plants away. It just breaks my heart. So I did something else. If you don't know, these plants die back in the winter. They are bulbs. So what happens is when it starts getting warm outside, they put out all this new growth and they grow back and then they die back and then they grow back. And it's just this whole thing. It just keeps coming back. So what I did was I put this plant outside in the winter time so it can die back. Now I have Alocasia amazonica bulbs. I don't know what to do with these bulbs. I was going to give them to a friend, but I was also thinking about possibly leaving it outside so it can grow back every spring and then just die back in the winter time. And I don't have to have it in my home, worried about spider mites. It's just gonna be less stressful if it's outside. I don't have to think about it other than water it, but you know. The worst part about this whole situation is that this plant turned me away from all alocasias. You heard me right, I do not have an alocasia in my collection whatsoever other than the freaking Alocasia amazonica that's just sitting outside doing nothing. So it sucks because I think that alocasias are beautiful plants, but I am terrified because they are known to be magnets for spider mites. And I don't like spider mites. I don't think anybody likes spider mites. I don't want that in my house. I don't want little tiny spider mites crawling all over my plants. I don't need that drama. My plants don't need that drama. So anyway, needless to say, I don't have any alocasias. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with this Alocasia amazonica. Okay, the next dirty secret I want to talk to you all about is my terrarium. I mentioned this in my last video. I have a terrarium. It is a beautiful terrarium. The plants in it are gorgeous. The terrarium is gorgeous. I was really excited when I made the terrarium. The problem is I don't have anywhere to put the terrarium where it would receive good light and look good in my home, except for right in front of a grow light. And this grow light is apparently too much for the beautiful begonia in there, so it is bleaching the leaves on this begonia. I have not had the time to redo this terrarium. I like the way it looks. I know this plant is bleaching. I don't know what to do with it. I also have a heartleaf fern in there, which is awesome. That plant is so pretty. I love how the petioles are like fuzzy. It's heart-shaped. I mean, who doesn't love that? My heart-shaped fern is curling up, and I don't think it's because of the humidity, but I think it's more because of the light. So this plant is also receiving too much light. This grow light is just too much. I don't know if the glass is like magnifying the light and just like burning the leaves. All I know is I need to redo it, and it's gonna take a lot of my time. Hopefully I can make a video of me redoing this terrarium. That is another one of my dirty little secrets. I know that the plants in my terrarium are receiving too much light. They're bleaching, they don't like it. They're not digging the amount of light. They're not digging the environment, and I have yet to change it. So this one really might turn some people away, okay? At this moment in time, my collection does not have any pests that I know of. I'm pretty sure I check them frequently. So that being said, sometimes I water my plants over my bucket that I refill my little watering thing with, and I let the water drain through the plants back into the bucket. Basically what I'm trying to say here is sometimes I reuse the water that has already drained through my plants. That's only sometimes though. When I'm running low on time, I don't have time to take 118 plants to the sink and let them drain out in the sink. So sometimes I just hold it there while I water and just let it drain off and put it back on its shelf, and that's the end of that. That is my little secret about possibly sometimes reusing the water that I water my other plants with. It happens sometimes. Sorry. Another one of my secrets is that I made moss poles and it was really fun, but I hate them. I really truly hate moss poles because the moss like gets everywhere. I guess unless you have one of those net things around it, which I am not a fan of. I like the look of like a natural moss pole with just moss on it, but I hate the freaking things. If you have a moss pole that doesn't have like that netting around it, first of all, it gets everywhere, and second of all, it is impossible to water those things. You almost have to like soak it for it to be wet. Basically, I have these moss poles sitting behind my plants that are doing nothing because I really don't water them ever. Okay, so this is probably the dirtiest secret of them all. I repot every single plant that I get as soon as I bring it home. Yes, you heard me right. Every single one of my plants is repotted as soon as I bring it home. I do not have a problem with this. Like, it hasn't killed any of my plants. I don't know what's in the soil from the nursery, and that really freaks me out. I don't know if there are bugs in there. I don't know if there are spiders in there that are gonna come out and bite me or my dogs. I don't know. And I also don't know what the root system looks like. I need to know if those roots are rotting. I need to know if there are a whole bunch of bugs in there. So I just repot everything, give it some fresh soil. All of my plants have seemed to love it. Keep in mind, if you are having some strong feelings about me repotting all of my plants, don't bash me because, like I said, I have not killed a plant thus far. They actually seem to really like it. I just keep doing it because it puts my mind at ease, and it also, I think, helps my plants a little bit, gives them some new soil, some new nutrients. I mean, I don't know how old that soil is. I don't know what bugs are in it. It just grosses me out in general. Okay, let's move on to cacti and succulents. So it's not that I necessarily dislike cacti and succulents, but I am not a succulent person. I think I have in total maybe 2 succulents, and those are the only 2 that I will ever have. As far as cacti, I have a couple, maybe 3 or 4, and I love them, but those are probably the only ones that I'm gonna have. I'm just not a huge cacti and succulent person. I like big, leafy plants. Love the leaves. I'm a leaf person. I love a good big leaf. Really do. So that's another secret of mine, is that I'm not a cacti and succulent person. I have a couple of cacti and succulents and they're doing great, but I don't want any more. So if I don't really want a plant, it's gonna be really hard for me to want to care for it like I should. So I'm gonna stick to the ones that I have and just let it be that. So that's one of my secrets. Another one of my secrets is that I do not have a Monstera deliciosa. This has always really bugged me. I don't have a space big enough for it right now. I want to provide it with everything that it needs, so I haven't gotten one, but I want one so bad, and I know that majority of plant people have one, and this plant has actually sparked an interest in a lot of plant people to start collecting plants, but I just don't even have one, and that really gets to me. That is one of my secrets. I am really bothered that I do not have a Monstera deliciosa. I want the space for one, but as far as space, I cannot get any huge plants right now. That is it, friends. Those are my dirty little secrets. Tell me what you think in the comments. I want to know that I'm not alone in all of these secrets, and that we all do things that we might not be so open about. All right, plant friends, I hope you enjoyed my video, and I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Bye! Notify bell, and it'll give you content notifications. No, might be a relief to be doing this video. Like I've been holding stuff in. Yep, that happened. Content. It's over to the sink and let it drain into some dirty little plant secrets. Dirty little plant secrets. Dirty little plant secrets. That could really be a song. Bye, planty people.